Well, hello to all of you, my organic farming enthusiasts, and welcome to yet another video here on our tiny garden where we are dedicated to the science and the art of organic farming. In today's video, we have partnered with the Zero Waste Farm and we shall be showing you how to make your own fish hydrolysate fertilizer that you can incorporate in your organic farming. The Zero Waste Farm has a fish farming unit. Unfortunately, on this particular day, they actually lost a lot of fish in one of their ponds due to water and power constraints. However, as the name goes, Zero Waste Farm, we do not waste anything in this farm, and so we had to convert all the dead fish into fertilizer. So what we did, we fished them out very fast the moment that we realized that they were actually dead, and then we froze them until we were ready to use them to make the fish hydrolysate fertilizer, which I'm going to show you today in this video. When making fish hydrolysate fertilizer, you can use any kind of fish that you have available. You can use fish from the pond, fish from the river. However, if you can get fish from the ocean, that is the best fish for you to use because it is full of minerals, which is also very good for your plants. Now, with the current economy, buying fish just for you to make your own fish hydrolysate fertilizer can be a very expensive affair. So what I normally do when I'm making my own fish hydrolysate fertilizer is that I use omena. I use omena because they are affordable, they are available, they are so small, they are very easy for you to work with, and they also decompose faster. Alternatively, when you are making your own fish dishes, you can save the heads, the guts, and the tail, and then you can use those to make your own fish hydrolysate fertilizer. So first up, I'll begin by chopping up our fish. Remember, the smaller the pieces, the faster the decomposition, and we'll be using the entire fish, the heads, the guts, the tail, everything. We are not sparing anything. And maybe just to put a disclaimer here, some audience might find the process a little bit gruesome, but I really do hope that it's not going to be too much for anyone. It is very important to note that there's a major difference between fish emulsion fertilizer and fish hydrolysate fertilizer. While both of them are organic fertilizers, fish emulsion is made by cooking the fish and extracting the oils. These oils are the ones that are used to make fish oil supplements. The fish oil is also used in making some certain types of cosmetics, and the process also involves removing the protein from the fish in order to make commercial animal feeds, and here I'm referring to the fish meal. The resulting product is what is packaged as fish emulsion fertilizer, which has incomplete nutrition for plants. It has reduced microbial activity in the soil, and it can potentially alter plant responses to nutrients. Fish hydrolysate, on the other hand, is produced by breaking down whole fish into a liquid using enzymes. This process retains a broader spectrum of nutrients and often results in a more balanced fertilizer. I'll be showing you two methods in which you can make your own fish hydrolysate fertilizer. The first method, the product or the fertilizer would be ready in 2 weeks, and in the second method, the earliest that you can use the fertilizer will be 6 months. So it takes around 6 to 12 months for the fertilizer to be ready in the second method. So for the first method, you will need to blend the fish, and then you will add this blended fish to a container. And for the purposes of demonstration, I'm just going to add everything in a clear bucket. So for every blender full of blended fish, you will add 1 cup of lactic acid bacteria serum. If you do not know how to make your own lab serum, please check out my previous video. I explained it extensively on how to go about it. And then to this mixture again, you will add 2 cups of molasses, sugarcane molasses. This is how our mixture is looking like so far. You will then add 2 blenderfuls of rainwater to the mixture. So the ratio here is 1 blenderful of blended fish, 1 cup of lab, 2 cups of sugarcane molasses and 2 blenderfuls of rainwater. The molasses will act as a microbial food source, stimulating the growth and activity of beneficial microorganisms, while the lactic acid bacteria will serve to enhance the fermentation process and promote beneficial microbial activity. I will then introduce my fish hydrolysate fertilizer into these 20-liter jerry cans, because remember, you need to store it outside and therefore it is much safer here from the dogs and the cats. So I usually just put them into these jerry cans and then I will store it in the garden. It's also easy for me to stir up the components that we have used. I just tightly close it and then I roll the mtungi on the ground until I'm satisfied, and then I will loosen the cap and then let my product ferment. So for the second method, you will put your chopped fish into a bucket or whatever container that you're using. Remember, you can still use whole fish for the second method. And then to this, you're going to add leaf mold. And then on top of that, you're going to add rainwater. Always remember to use rainwater when you're doing these things. Remember, tap water has chlorine, and chlorine is specifically designed to kill microorganisms, which we desperately require in these two processes. So for the leaf mold, if you're living in an area where there's a forest, please do go to that forest and look for the biggest, oldest tree. And then at the base of that tree, you will just, clear away the leaves on top. And then you will find this black fluffy material that looks like soil, but it isn't soil. It is actually decomposed leaves. That is what you're going to introduce into your bucket. Unfortunately, I do not live near any forest, but I am lucky to have this huge, and probably the oldest tree in my area. And at the base of this tree, that is where I usually obtain my leaf mold. The leaf mold provides a diverse range of microorganisms that are going to help in the digestion and overall decomposition of the fish. So once I'm done mixing everything that I need in the second method, I will again introduce this in a different 20-liter jerry can, roll it on the ground, and then I will put it in the garden and let the fermentation happen. After 2 weeks, the fertilizer that you made using the first method is ready for use. And what I like to do is to use a form of filter. And this is a very simple mosquito net that I'm using. I'm just going to put that on top of the jerry can, and then I'm going to filter out the fertilizer that I need. In terms of application, you need to dilute 1 part of the fertilizer to 20 parts of water, and then you can apply it as a foliar, or you can drench your soil with it, and you can also soak in your seeds for a period of 12 hours, and then you can plant your seeds. Remember, adjustments to the dilution ratio may be necessary for different growth stages or specific plant needs. And there you have it. Now you know how to make your own fish hydrolysate fertilizer. Thank you so much for watching. And if you found this video to be informative, please do share it with someone who might be interested in this kind of content. Until the next video, happy gardening!